The video review will start in a few seconds, but if you're watching this on YouTube, remember, if you have a question, comment, or suggestion for me, you can post it on 3dgameman.com, and the link is provided below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com, and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Nexus RX-6500 650 watt power supply. Your typical Nexus packaging, black with accents of orange. The box has a picture of the product on the front as well as features and specifications about it. On the back, it is wrapped in plastic, and it also has a handle at the top. It's packaged very well between two pieces of styrofoam, one at the top and another one at the bottom. The power supply itself is in a plastic bag. And in this box, they have a number of cable ties, 4 screws. These are not black screws though. And modular leads, which they have in a bag. Oh, and I almost forgot, they also include a power cord. The RX line of power supplies are currently available in wattages ranging from 530 all the way up to 1100. So Nexus has a power supply to suit just about any power requirement. Now I'll be reviewing the 650 watt model today. Now how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand that, you need to know what rails are. And rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into the voltages that your computer system can use, and there are essentially 2 rails, the 3.3/5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail. In this particular case, the approximate maximum peak output of the 3.3/5 volt rail is 100 watts and the 12 volt is 624 watts, which is essentially how the wattage of this power supply is determined. It's also important to know the peak amps on each rail, and in this case the plus 3.3 volt as well as the plus 5 volt rails are 20 amps each, and there's a strong single plus 12 volt rail and it's 52 amps. Now before you purchase a power supply, there are a number of things to consider. The first is wattage. You need to determine how much wattage you are going to require by the amount of hardware that you will be installing. Now generally speaking, a medium to high-end gaming rig will require a 500 to 700 watt power supply. For a hardcore system, select the power supply that's around 800 watts. If, however, you are building an extreme gaming rig with a top-of-the-line multiple video card setup with lots of other hardware, select the power supply that's 1000 watts or greater. Second, it should be at or above 80% efficiency at typical load, and the efficiency of this power supply is over 85%, but will vary depending upon load, as you can see from the diagram. Third, it should meet the latest ATX and other current standards, environmental directives, over voltage, under voltage, and other protections. This power supply meets all current standards. Fourth, I'd recommend choosing a power supply that has APFC. APFC, or active power factor correction, assists the power supply in being more efficient and therefore stable under load. APFC basically reduces total harmonics, corrects input voltage, and it allows for full input voltage range. Thankfully, this power supply has APFC. Fifth, there are 3 main certifications: 80+, NVIDIA SLI, and AMD Crossfire. Now, many of today's high-end power supplies will meet one or more of these certifications. Note, though, that this power supply does not meet the 80+ Gold certification. Is this a big deal? Well, not really, as certification is strict, and many power supplies come in just under this certification or mightn't get the certification in time before the products are released. Sixth, you really want to look for a power supply that uses Japanese capacitors. This ensures a much more reliable product than a power supply with low-grade capacitors. Finally, get a power supply that has enough leads for your setup. Also consider a power supply that has a modular design because it reduces the cable mess inside of the case. It's also very important to get a power supply with an excellent warranty. Now, this power supply has a tough textured paint finish, and this will not scratch very easily at all. The housing is steel, and they include a super quiet 135 millimeter fan. Note the recessed fan grill as well as the many ventilation holes, so this power supply will remain cool in just about any environment. Here's the power cord connection and the power switch. Now, this power supply isn't 100% modular, as the main motherboard leads are hardwired into the power supply and can't be removed, but still, most of the leads are modular. And you know what? modular leads are fantastic because you only need to use the ones required for your particular setup, which reduces the cable mess and increases airflow. And take a closer look here at the fantastic sleeving job that they have on all of the leads. Now these are the actual modular connections. You can see that they are color coded. These are the peripheral, floppy drive, and serial ATA connectors. And on the left are the PCI Express connectors. And note the added ventilation at the back of the power supply. Now have a listen to the 135mm fan. Now this might not be a power supply for the enthusiast, somebody looking for a gold or platinum certified power supply with a 100% modular design and possibly a power supply that has more watts. This particular product is really geared at somebody who wants to build a quiet computer system. The fan on this is virtually inaudible. You can hardly hear it even when you're in front of it, and certainly you will never hear it when it's inside the case. So that's the selling point on this product. Overall, this is a great product. Until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed this video review, and please note that pricing for this product is available on the 3D Game Man video review page.